In this video, I've compiled for you the 4 top portfolio data science projects, which I think everyone should make. Is that these are the 4 different kind of projects which are very common in a lot of businesses. Hello, everyone. A lot of people ask me that what are different data science project portfolios which they should be building so that it can help them during their job search. And here in this video, I've compiled for you the 4 top portfolio data science projects, which I think everyone should make. And the reason I have compiled this list is that these are the 4 different kind of projects which are very common in a lot of businesses. So if you have some hands-on practice with these 4 projects, it's going to go a long way in terms of helping you find the right job in any data science field. Okay, so let me start with the first one. So the first one is risk analysis. By risk analysis, I mean it is usually a binary classification problem where you're trying to classify what is the risk of someone, for example, renewing versus not renewing. A lot of companies usually are moving towards recurring revenue-based model. And in that scenario, they want to know what is the likelihood of someone renewing versus not renewing so that they can focus more attention to customers who are more likely to not renew. So in this case, it will be renewal forecasting or renewal risk analysis. Another application for this is fraud analysis. There, the companies are trying to see what's the probability, for example, a transaction being fraud or not fraud. And there are many other applications for it. For example, what's the likelihood of someone unsubscribing through your emails? So I've put all this under this bucket. It is usually, as I said, a binary classification problem. And if you could do 1 to 2 projects in this, it is going to help you a lot in terms of learning the basic logistics of these kind of models. A very good data set to begin with is Titanic data set. You can find it in Kaggle. There you're trying to predict what's the likelihood of someone surviving or not surviving during the Titanic, given their age, gender, and other demographic details. Start with this. This is really the first foundational project you should be building. Try to build different variations of it if you can. And a very similar project would be, I've not included in the list, but once you have done this binary classification, moving to a regression-based model would be super easy for you. So with that, the second project I want to talk about is recommender system. So recommender system is, you see its examples in your day-to-day. For example, when you go to Amazon, you see that Amazon recommends you other products based on your usage. All over the internet, you'll find many examples of it. Every company has different use cases for this. Essentially, any company who is selling more than one product wants to know that given the behavior and usage pattern of their customers on one product, what are different other products they can upsell? So that's where this comes in. Build some example projects around recommender systems. You should have a basic grasp of what are different methodologies, what are different problems, for example, cold start, and how do you mitigate those. Awesome. With that, the third one, so this is related to natural language processing. And here I will say summarization of text. We have been doing this for a long time in the DS space, but with the recent advancements in LLMs, it becomes very easy to do it. And the machine learning models have become very sophisticated about it. So the problem statement for businesses usually is that they have a lot of text. It can be some online reviews. It can be what users are saying about them on different social media platforms. It can be the support cases which they are receiving through customers. So there's a lot of unstructured text. And every business is very curious to understand that what are the hidden patterns or common pain points, or what are the highlights of that text. So if you could build some good solid projects around this that you can use when you land a job in different business use cases to figure out that what customers are saying, both positively and negatively throughout the web. And the last one is similar to this, again, a chatbot. Again, with the recent advancements in LLMs, it's very easy to use. You can simply just use chat GPT or any other commercial interface for it by providing a little bit of sophisticated context and prompt. But essentially, the businesses have a lot of need for it because there's a lot of data and they want some easy to engage interface with it so that they can simply ask a question and the interface, the chat part in this case, could go and figure out what the details are and get back to them. So again, a lot of very good business applications. And the reason I would encourage everyone to build these 4 projects is that it's going to help you immensely during your job search, mainly in 3 to 4 ways. So the first one is it will help you build confidence. So it is one thing to watch lectures, it is one thing to understand the theory, and it is a totally different thing to actually implement it by hand. And because that's where you stumble upon different problems, and that's how your understanding is matured over time. So do it, it'll give you confidence. That's like the most important thing. Second thing is that you can put it in GitHub and put it in your resume. You're within your resume, your GitHub link. Most recruiters, when they are looking at the resumes, they look at the GitHub profile, and if you have some good projects there, it's definitely going to help you. The third reason it is going to help you is that when you are giving the interview, you have some opportunity to cross-question the person who is interviewing you. You can ask them some pointed questions about, okay, so it looks like that you have then this risk analysis problem. I'm sure you would be running into the issue of, for example, imbalanced classes. Then how are you dealing it? So by asking those informed questions, you are sort of communicating to them that you have the knowledge of a different machine learning models work. And in the case where they say that they are not using, for example, summarization of text, you can point out that, hey, are you guys looking at what customers think about you on social media platforms? And are you trying to summarize what they're saying? So you can provide some hints of the value you can add when you join the team. So it's going to be a big thing. And lastly, the fourth one is on job. So once you land a job, it is very likely that your first couple of projects would be any of these or similar to these. So if you have already practiced on this, you can ramp up pretty fast and your onboarding time will be very quick. And that will help you build confidence as you go further into the job. So that's what I wanted to cover. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them here. I usually go through every question and try to answer it to the best of my ability. Thank you so much.